ISO to the NDs. Jeray, yeah, we cruising through. In that 97 Cutlass, strolling through the air. Bass booming, it's a party inside the slab. It's whatever, baby, you could put it on a tab. Blessings in the wind, shall I see it, then I grab. Ay. Probably with the set, making bangers. Spare time, we be ride swingers. Pushing on them gears, pushing on them gears. Out here, and we swinging. Watch for the scanners, watch for the scammers. We be setting standards, we be setting standards. Only going forward, they no going backwards. Anytime we in the booth, it's a fire hazard. Put some Dayton's on it, now they hating on it. Supreme clientele, they was waiting on it. Pontiac, Firebird flying on them. I got a need for speed, I'm a Florida on them. Gran Turismo, running game on them. This is custom kitted, whip the paint on them. Forza Motorsport, change lanes on them. Twist the metal gang, throw the flame on them. Hey, probably with the set, making bangers. Spare time, we be ride swingers. Pushing on them gears, pushing on them gears. Out here, and we swinging. Watch for the scanners, watch for the scammers. We be setting standards, we be setting standards. Only going forward, they no going backwards. Anytime we in the booth, it's a fire hazard.
Woke up feeling blessed, I ain't dealing with no stress today. Staying to myself, cause I won't let them get the best of me. We been pushing forward, we ain't focused on what's yesterday. They wanna know the formula, can let them know the recipe. Whoa, metal to the floor, hear the engine roar. Pull the top down on the 2 doors. You can't push no buttons in this new car. Can't let them push our buttons, we came too far. Sometimes you gotta remind them what you do it for. We done came up, we was too poor. Got the butters on the feet, we from New York. They can feel it in our body, know we too pure. We was too mature, way before 24. I got kicks up in my closet that I never wore. We was down bad, now check the new score. They know it's ISO to the indie, we the new norm.
97 Cutlass, strolling through the air. Bass booming, it's a party inside the slab. It's whatever, baby, you could put it on a tab. Blessings in the wind, shall I see it, then I grab. Ay. Blessings in the wind, shall I see it, then I grab. Ay. Blessings in the wind, shall I see it, then I grab.
Ay, probably with the set, making bangers. Spare time, we be ride swingers. Pushing on them gears, pushing on them gears. Out here, and we swinging. Watch for the scanners, watch for the scammers. We be setting standards, we be setting standards. Only going forward, they no going backwards. Anytime we in the booth, it's a fire hazard.
Give me the loot. Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up. Get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go toe to toe till I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trick. Just give me the loot. See now we going high stakes. This ain't clickbait. This a risk take, this no mistake. I was born to do it. I was born for music, I just get into it. I can't get influence when I'm the influence. No genre music. We go rap back to pop back to rap. Country on the track. I was once broke, I was down bad. Swear I'm never going back. I'm from upstate where we see a little bit of this and some of that. Little city and some sticks. Watch me put it on the map, someone get attacked. If you're not first, then you're last. Life is a race, don't you lag. I get a bag and I stack. The reason I taxed was not cause they needed me. Got all of mine equally. I see what they need from me. Blood, sweat, and tears from the frequency. Now you believe in me. Cheers for me. Give me the loot. Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up. Get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go toe to toe till I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trick. Just give me the loot. Word on my palm at the top of the game. Still unashamed, no one to blame. Took all the L's and I rose from the pain. Can't have the sun without seeing the rain. And it rained down when the rain came. See the time change, rolling plain Jane. You and me are not the same, stop saying things. Yeah, they talk, I don't say a lot. I just walk, so I'm moving loud. Really keep it low key, I don't like crowds. Really keep it OG, I don't like clowns. Really keep it just me, I'm the best out. I don't try to keep up, I don't stress out. I don't cash no checks cause the checks bounce. I don't chap out that, I'm the best out. And I did all of this with a pen and a pad. Shift up the tech, got the notes in the lab. Remember the days when I want what I had. Still want more, guess I'm stuck in the past. First to your last, fast lane, chuck up the deuce when I pass. Give me the loot. Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up. Get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go to
Hey, all work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper. Hey, bad guy, Heath Ledger. Ready for wherever, I'll be front and center. Don't fly too close to the sun, your body chopped up by propellers. Came in arrogant, but left out in a stretcher. The comparison, y'all know y'all couldn't replicate it. Chilling in the desert, I'm good under pressure. Stick around, let me hold it down, look at what we found. This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles. On the ground, with me to the clouds, never coming down.
Welcome to the official podcast of PHP Architect. Join us to listen to the latest news and tech talk from our conferences, the magazine, and wider PHP community.
Hey, you're listening to the official podcast of PHP Architect. This is episode 2025.12.18, and I'm your host, Eric Van Johnson. And with me, as always, is John Congdon.
The last one of 2025.
Last one, man. Each week, we talk about PHP and web development, what's happening in the ecosystem, and what's new in tools, and what it's like to live and work as a developer today. We also keep you up to date on all things PHP Architect, our magazine, books, conferences, swag, and everything else we have going on. We record every Thursday around 3 p.m. Pacific time, and we're glad you're here. The show's made a little better thanks to our partners over at Displace. Infrastructure management simplified. Automate Kubernetes deployments across any cloud provider or bare metal with a single command. Deploy, manage, and scale your infrastructure with ease. Visit displace.tech. That's displace.tech.
Hey, good job.
Thank you. More on Displace a little later. If you're listening to the audio podcasts, you should think about joining us live sometime. You can do that by heading over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PHPArch. And make sure you subscribe and hit notifications so you know when we're live. And you might be asking yourself, but why? Why, Eric, would I ever want to try to stomach you live? Because it's a lot. Well, you can be part of the show when you're live. You can actually make the show a little better. You have a voice.
Or a little worse, let's be honest.
Let's be real. You can join us in our Discord over at discord.phparch.com. You share your thoughts in real time. You can help shape the show as it happens. It's a great way to connect with other PHP developers and get your questions answered, and occasionally watch us scramble to Google something mid-show. And the Discord's there all week. I think that's an important thing to mention. The Discord does not go anywhere. So, all right. Let's do this one last time for 2005. Let's go, John. You're in charge.
2005?
2025. I had a brain injury. I had head trauma today, John. I have all sorts of questions.
It wasn't just like a week ago you had head trauma?
Or
a few days ago?
Why are you trying to minimize my head trauma, John?
I'm not trying to minimize it, but you said it was today. It's been
I said this week. I've had head trauma this week.
Yes.
I need questions. I got some. I need you to help. I'm pretty sure my beautiful wife sees that my mental capacity is questionable, and she's hoping to push me over the edge because she had me like struggling to kind of comprehend what she was saying, and it's frustrating me because I'm sure I'm right, but I can't explain how I know I'm right.
So you're a man.
So yeah. All right. So listen to me. Let's go on a little journey. Discord, feel free to pop in here anytime you like. I would really like everybody's feedback, especially if that feedback is, no, Eric, you're right. You're not crazy. The word relevant, right? You know what the word relevant means, right?
Yes.
This is not a joke. I'm not saying
Is
a
it
joke.
is it relevant to this conversation?
Right. So the
That was a yes
opposite
no
of that
question.
is irrelevant, right?
Mhm.
It means it's not relevant to what we're talking about.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's the word regardless. So regardless of who you are, it's not okay to have sex with an animal, right? Regardless, right? It's what
That took
do you
a weird
disagree?
turn.
Are you not disagreeing?
It just took a weird turn.
So regardless, it's like, it doesn't matter. Regardless, it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Is there a word called
Irregardless. Yes.
irregardless?
Yes.
There is, right?
Yes.
What does that mean?
The same thing as regardless.
But you have the word "ear" in front of it, like irrelevant, regardless. So it can't be a word.
It is. It's a non-standard word meaning regardless.
But it can't be. It can't be that. It's like a double negative, right? Because it's like irregardless. So it's a double negative. So it's guarded. I'm confused, John. And
yes,
at least this is how my wife tries to break my brain at times.
Your wife is correct on this one.
It's not a word?
It's a non-standard word. It's a word, but it's not the opposite of regardless. It means the same as regardless.
Well, my wife was questioning whether it was a word. And when
it is a word.
When I said, yes, it's a word, it means it doesn't matter. And she looked at me, she goes, well, that's the word regardless. I'm like, exactly. Regardless, it means it doesn't matter. And then, like, when I started thinking about it, she goes, okay. And she did the same thing to me. She goes, you know the word relevant, right? Irrelevant means it is, it isn't relevant, right? Relevant means it is relevant, and irrelevant means it's not relevant. So if you apply the same logic, it can't be the same.
Welcome to English. English is stupid.
This is what's been perplexing me all day. I have not been able to get that out of my brain.
I love watching those like YouTube shorts or Facebook videos where you get people looking at how stupid the English language is. And it just drives me nuts. It's like, yes.
Yeah, that's like
English is dumb.
They did the whole SNL skit where they're like, okay, we're going to give the number 12 a word and we're going to call it a dozen. And they're like, oh, what other words are we going to give to numbers? And they're like, nope, that's it. It's a dozen. It's like, oh, damn. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Regardless, and
my mom is watching. That's a problem.
Yeah. You might be right, Skimmer. And I was wondering, it was the Mandela effect. Like, am I like remembering wrong? Like, is this not a word? And I just assumed it was because that's how I remember it. I remember it being a word, but
nope. Nope. We've all used it. It's weird because it means the same thing as regardless.
And I will never be able to use it ever again.
Because your wife will kill you. I got a question for you. How did you become Santa and I became Rudolph?
Because I'm in control of the graphics, John. That's what the power. I was going to make an elf. That's what I was going to go for, but I didn't think it had enough of an impact.
I'd rather be an elf because I don't want you riding me.
That's right, baby.
Get off my back, damn it.
Ho, ho, ho. If you're wondering what he's talking about, John's referring to the thumbnail for this show, and I'm actually very impressed that John even noticed it. So, yeah.
I always notice.
Man. No, you don't. You liar.
Always. Always.
Oh, man.
What?
How's it going, John?
Well, better today. I've been sick for the past 2 days. Don't have kids. If you don't have kids now, don't have kids. If you don't.
For your own health.
For your own
don't
health.
have kids.
Yeah. They always bring
They're little petri dishes.
They bring crap into the house, and you're like, why? And I'm very good about keeping my distance. I don't know.
you don't like being around your kids. You're like, hey,
In general, I keep my distance from the kids at all times. No, when they're sick, I do a better job of like, hey, you're sick, stay away. And my wife is all cuddling with them. She didn't get sick at all this time. My young one still gets in the bed in the middle of the night, and he's in the bed in the middle of the night just coughing and hacking. I'm like, that's when I got sick. I just know it. Like, he turned towards me, coughed in my face or something. And then
bastard.
And neither of my kids had a fever, but all of a sudden, not last night, but the night before, I had like 101.6 fever, and I just felt like crap. But today, feeling much better. Happy to be on the mend.
Yeah, you look like shit, though.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I feel like it too.
Moms have a immutability about them, or like they can't get sick. Like they just have some superpower about them. Beck was the same way. Kids will be climbing on, puking on her.
Yeah.
Kids look at me cross-eyed, and I'm laid up for the next.
And then they laugh at us for being babies, and like,
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like to be sick. You're never sick.
So this is it, man. We're winding down the year here at PHP Architect. We didn't do it like a recap.
I know.
We should really think about doing that
If
just
you and I ever like got together and planned out shows, maybe stuff like that would happen.
Well, no, I'm talking about the magazine just in general. Like just highlight, like maybe the end of the year is just a release of all the feature articles from the year. Jesus!
Oh my gosh, I got all sorts of people in here watching us. This is crazy.
Oh no, not Kevin. Jesus Christ.
He's on my bowling team. We're bowling tonight.
So he rubs your balls a lot, or what's happening there?
Yeah, and he's got big.
Welcome to the show, Kevin.
And he bowls with Big Blue.
He's got blue balls.
Yep. Well, he has a blue ball.
He has a blue ball,
and every week he goes through the bowling alley, putting his fingers in each blue ball, trying to find the right blue ball. And
he just sticks his fingers in a lot of holes until it feels right.
Yep.
I actually thought of you this week. So John and I have conversations about bowling. I'm not a bowler. I mean, I've bowled. Everybody's bowled, right? But I've never like done it competitively. I enjoy it for the most part. And on the East Coast, I think John has kind of confirmed this. We have something called duck pins, which is it's not baby bowling, but like the pins are shorter and the balls are smaller, right? Mm-hmm. And they're fun because as a young child, you can really bowl, but as an adult, you can like hurl the hell out of the thing. I saw something and I actually meant to bookmark it and share it with you. And yeah, I honestly forgot. But
Candlepin?
I think it was in Argentina, huh?
Candlepin bowling?
What's this?
It's just another one, but the pins are like straight up and down like candlesticks.
So this looked very similar to that. However, the pins are 3 in a line, right? Mm-hmm. And the object of the game, and like I said, I think this was, if we have any listeners in and around Argentina or know what I'm talking about, please let me know what this is called, because I don't know what it's actually called. But you have basically a bowling ball, you wheel it down, and the object of the game is to shoot the pins as far away as you can. So you hit all 3, and I guess I don't know if whatever one lands the furthest, is the mark, or if it's the average or what. But that's the whole game. And dude, it looks like it's so much fun. Like the guys are just like throwing it, and everything goes in a straight line.
And you're not sharing this with me because I want to see this.
Because I forgot, man. And I couldn't remember what it was called. I couldn't remember where I saw it. It might have been a fever dream. I'm not sure.
It's a new game you're making up. You're trying to get people hooked on it.
But
trust me, it's going to be huge.
Super cool. Yeah. So if I find it, or if anybody in our Discord knows what the hell I'm talking about, I mean, you might even be able to look up, if I'm right about the word Argentina, you might even be able to look up Argentina bowling. Bowler. What's an Argentinian bowler? What's that? Nope. That's cricket. That's wicket. That's not it. That's just bowling. That's just yeah, I don't know what the hell this thing was. I don't remember where I saw it, and I totally was like, "Oh yeah, I've got to." I wonder if Chat GPT could tell me. You carry the show, John.
No.
I'm talking to my friend Chat.
How about now?
What?
How about not worrying about that right now?
No, this is important, John.
So not important. So not important at all. Have you done any PHP coding this week?
I've done well, not this week, no, but I was doing a crap load of PHP coding
This
last week.
you
I
did a lot
actually
this
did
weekend,
coding.
right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can't talk about that. I mean, we can tease it, but I don't like teasing stuff. Yeah, I did. We have an idea for attendees at the conference that John and I have been kicking around for probably a year, maybe a little longer than a year. I was like, hey, wouldn't this be cool? And it was actually something that was suggested to us. We're like, yeah, we like that idea, and then we kind of built on it. And we're like, okay, how can we make this different? And I spent a lot of time on it this weekend, and I'm actually kind of excited where it's at. So I'm not a teaser. I'm not going to tease you guys, but yeah, if you're coming to the conference, we might have something there for attendees.
Right.
And we're hoping to leverage native PHP mobile for it. So it just kind of all lined up this last year. It's like, oh, hey, cool. We can use that for this. So we'll see how it goes.
I was doing some work, not for the conference, just general work for a client, and got into a conversation about mass updating information via an API. And we're in this weird area right now where we have the legacy application that isn't getting as much love as it used to, and everything is moving towards microservices. So in that era, when you need to make a change to the legacy system, do you do it right or do you do it hacky? And I was very torn. So I put it out to the group. Hey, I need to build this API endpoint. We have a third party that wants to send information. And it's basically almost like a CSV of a user ID and a value, right? And do I build an endpoint that will take all of that at once? Or do I do it as a RESTful API where it's a single request per user? And got some interesting feedback from the group. And you can go either way, like, no, just have them post to a collections endpoint with all the data and then you manage it.
Mm-hmm.
Or the other one was have them do a single call per user. That way, they can't overwhelm the system. You can put rate limiting in there if you want.
Yeah.
The endpoint is going to be, consistent as far as speed goes. You're not going to have these huge spikes of somebody sending you 1 million records and it taking forever versus one record being really fast. So I was really torn on it. I ended up going with the make them do the looping on their end, and you're going to do it just one at a time. That was
the story.
That's the story. I built.
That's cool.
I built that up, and I'm trying to do follow the best practices that we've been doing for years in a legacy application, and that's hard. Knowing that it's dying, putting more love into it, especially when it's been my baby. I've been working on it for 13 years, and knowing that
this is your code base.
This is the big code base.
Your project, the project you've been focusing. Yeah. Okay.
So knowing that in the back of the minds of everybody else, it's a dying code base, and they would rather not work on it at all. And I'm like, but it's my baby, and I don't want to not do it. So I spent extra time on it and added tests and trying to make it the best I can.
For nobody will ever run those tests.
Well, it gets run on CI/CD. They're always run. What are you talking about?
I had we didn't talk about it on the show because of the timing. Also, anybody interested? We had a little company Christmas party. Well, we had a company Christmas party. It was at a Denny's, and I was the only one there. It was pretty sad because nobody lives around each other anymore. But we had a little below deck Christmas holiday extravaganza on the Alive and Kicking podcast. I didn't get to spend a lot of time on it because I was kind of working. Somebody had to work, but a lot of the team was on there. It was fun. It was cool. So
I was whining.
Curious. You were whining. I'm not feeling good.
Yep.
Big baby. But yeah, check it out. It was on Tuesday, and quite a few. Frank was on. Brooks, our mobile developer, was on.
I don't think,
big
did he
shout
say any
out,
words?
Frank. Oops. I mean, he's a JavaScript developer. I mean, he only has a very limited vocabulary, and yeah, Brooks is awesome.
You really got to stop doing that in public. You're gonna
I love it, man. That's all I got. I got to keep giving him a hard time. I got to make him feel inferior.
No, it's fine. Except we're trying to sell JS Tech tickets.
Oh, whatever. Maybe we need a dunk tank and give people JS developers an opportunity to try to dunk me or something. But anyways, big shout out to Frank and Brooks and Joe. Even contributed a ton. We are ready to launch this mobile app for a client that's been in development for a long time, way longer than it should have been. And I'm really excited. We had kind of the last meeting today. There were two kind of what we consider minor things that needed to be corrected. And, we're going to correct it. And basically, when we come back from holiday, we'll start rolling out to their customers. So really excited about that. It was a good meeting. It was the owner of the company was on. Our client owner was on, and that's not unusual. He participates in a lot of the hands-on sort of meetings, but it was a very relaxed, enjoyable meeting because sometimes these meetings can get really intense, and especially with this particular project, it was just like. It just felt like it was never going to end, and we just kept pushing forward, and finally got there. So I don't want to pat ourselves on the back too quickly because obviously, it's been rolled out as beta to a couple of their customers, but we're going to roll it out to everybody. And it's exciting. I'm really happy to have it.
It'll be more fun the day we can turn off the old version and be like, it's gone.
Oh, and it's exciting to hear our client talk about that. They're like, listen, people can onboard on the new version whenever they when they want. Like, we're not going to force them today, but in like 6 months, we're going to tell them they have 3 months to convert. Provided that like there are no like real showstoppers or anything like that. Like if everything rolls out smoothly and everybody's liking it, and all the feedback we've gotten has been so encouraging, so positive. It's a very much different approach to the mobile app than what this client had been using, and it was risky. Like it was a fight to get them to embrace this new flow. In trying to explain, this is how mobile apps work. If people are using a mobile device, this is how they expect the application to work. And so there was a lot. That was a struggle. That was a real struggle. But as we started rolling it out, and as we started getting the feedback, and everybody just loving it, and there were some tweaks we had to make, like basically just like, oh hey, can you make the outlines a little more evident, like for forms and stuff, just like small things. But for the most part, everybody loved the new flow. So yeah, super excited. I hope it continues to go this well, and really happy for the client because I know they've been working really hard. Their whole team has been basically focused on just iterating through it and testing everything inside that because there's so many different components to this
Yeah.
flow. It's crazy.
Yeah. Schemer, to answer your question, this app started a couple years ago, well before native PHP mobile was in our lives. So unfortunately, this one is not. Maybe version 3, but nah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now what I did say is the app we're talking about building for the attendees at Tech will be native PHP mobile, and our mobile developer is very on board with that. He's actually really excited. He's spoken to Shane a few times, and yeah, so it's nice to hear. He's accelerated about it, which is great because he's been doing mobile development for a while, and the idea. I think he also likes the thought that he can start leveraging the rest of the team because of everybody on the team is pretty um, verse in Laravel. Obviously PHP, but with native PHP mobile, it's specifically Laravel. So he's looking really, he's looking forward to just having that because we try to help him as much as we can, but he is still kind of on his own little island because he's using JavaScript frameworks that are, targeted for mobile development. And we have Chris is, our newest team member. He's kind of fluent in that area as well. But until before then, we really didn't have anybody. We had just people who understood JavaScript development, but didn't really have their head around these frameworks, especially these mobile frameworks. So, yeah, it's really exciting. Really happy. So yeah, I did that, and then to make things worse, I actually might have to contribute code to our legacy code base. It's our it's our legacy code base because it's this thing. I'm actually really proud of everything everybody did. This is the code base that we had inherited, that we have nursed along since PHP 5, right? Or it was 5,
Yeah.
right? I think originally it was 4, but by the time we got involved, it was already up to 5. And we have now not only brought it all the way up to 8, but we have injected a Laravel framework inside of it. So when we had done this, I wasn't aware of anybody else doing this, and it seemed crazy at the time. We're like, well, what if we put a Laravel framework inside of the application, and as we develop new components, we'll develop them in Laravel. And we did that a few years back, and it was crazy. Like there was a learning curve on how to do routing, how we could share the Laravel components with the legacy code base. And there was a lot of that we worked through, and team did a great job with that. So that's there. And now I'm building an API for the same client, actually. It was funny because it was like, I'm always like the proof of concept guy, right? Like they're like, hey, we want to build this proof of concept. And it's never a proof of concept. They basically say, hey, we want to build version 1. But so I'm doing an API, and I might actually I couldn't even tell you, honestly, the last time I have done a straight up commit to this code base. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I couldn't tell you the last commit that has my signature on it. That wasn't like a merge or something like that. Something stupid. So I'm kind of excited about that. And all sorts of fun things happening here as the year winds down. Skimmer, why are you using FluxUI Livewire?
No, that's for OFFS.
That's a great question, Skimmer. I'm really curious. So John and I have a philosophy where we try to support as many people in the PHP ecosystem as we can, right? So when they came out with Flux, I still am a big Livewire supporter. It's kept me kind of relevant with my terrible JavaScript skills, right? So when they came out with FluxUI, we were like, okay, we'll get on board. It was like a paid program, and we were early adopters, so we did like this lifetime license with it. And I don't have a problem doing it, right? but my issue is I still don't understand what the benefit of Flux UI is as as it applies to any other Tailwind component library. I don't see like it just doesn't have enough of a tie-in to Livewire where I'm like, oh yeah, I couldn't do this UI, this Flux UI. I couldn't do this if it wasn't Flux UI. It's just it seems like it's just another component library to me. And maybe I just haven't given enough time, but I have honestly kind of given up on it because I don't know, it's just other Tailwind component libraries out there that I enjoy working with, and I haven't really felt the benefit to it. So let me know if I'm missing something, Discord, because I feel like I have to be missing something with this.
I have no clue. I haven't used it at all. I saw you and Frank talking about it recently.
Yeah. I wish yeah. And I'm not knocking on it. Like Tailwind component libraries are awesome. I definitely will encourage you to latch on to one, understand one, and utilize one. I just don't know what the benefit of Flux is over any other one.
It's a really good Blade component library built to easily plug into Livewire. So it's more about the components pre-built for you instead of having to build your own components, it sounds like.
But that's what all Tailwind component libraries are. That's what I'm saying. Like the Livewire part is the part I feel like I'm missing. Like I don't feel like there's enough Livewire-ness there to say, oh, this is awesome. Skimmer says the advantage.
That's what I just read.
Oh, duh. Skimmer, explain to me though, how is it different than any other Tailwind component library? Just explain it to me. What is the Livewire part that you're referring to? I mean, obviously it came from the same person who did Livewire, so what you're saying makes sense, and that's kind of how it was marketed. I just don't see it. I don't understand what that piece is and how it differs any other component. While you think about that, let's hear from our partners over at Displace.
Thank you to our partners over at Displace Technologies. Building PHP applications is your passion. Managing cloud infrastructure shouldn't be your headache. Displace is your partner in cloud infrastructure orchestration, giving solo developers and small teams the tools and automation to deploy enterprise-grade Kubernetes clusters without the enterprise-grade complexity or cost. Their CLI tool streamlines everything from local development to fully managed cloud deployments on AWS, Azure, Google Cloud Platform, and more. Skip the steep learning curve of Docker, Kubernetes, and Terraform. Let their automation free you to focus on your core business without losing control of your infrastructure. Get started at displace.tech. That's displace.tech. And discover how the right tools can eliminate the need for a full DevOps team.
Thanks, Displace.tech. No, I got it, John. I'll say it.
I was too busy reading your message to me. Thanks, Displace. I just want to talk about this because I thought it was funny. It's been on my board for a couple weeks now. But a cryptology firm canceled their elections after losing their private key. I mean, you're a cryptology firm.
Wait, we gotta shut everything down. Somebody lost the key. What the hell, man?
So, I didn't have to go away. I didn't have to. There wasn't a paywall here before. Dang it!
I don't have a paywall.
Yeah, good on you. Maybe because I've come here a few times. They're like, nope, you
hit one of those limits. Like you can only read 5 articles a month or something. I hate those stupid things.
Probably. But yeah, they split the private key up into 3 pieces. So 3 different individuals had a piece of the key. They're trying to do it right to make it secure. But when it came time to actually see the results, only 2 of the 3 could upload their key because the third person irretrievably lost it. And it goes in here to say,
you literally had one job. One job.
yeah, protect this one piece of information. So they say the hardest part about cryptography is usually the human element. If you scroll down towards the bottom, it's like that's where
that's
comes down to a human mistake.
That's security in general, right? I mean,
Right.
That's always the biggest security flaw is the human element. Yeah.
Yep. Whether it's forgetting keys, improperly sharing keys, or making some other mistake, cryptographic systems often fail for very human reasons.
Yeah.
So
what election? Like it said, canceled elections. Like what? Was this a serious election or just some?
no, I don't think it was political. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was for,
Mm-hmm.
but it's enough to make people worry about the future of elections when it comes to politics or anything else, right? When you're
Yeah.
voting on something and your vote needs to count,
Mm.
you want to make sure it does. And if this was a nationwide thing and you're talking, 100, 200 million votes, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoops, we can't see the results, so vote again.
We'll have to do it over. I have a
Right.
feeling we're going to end up with that anyways.
Yeah. So next they're saying, whoops, we screwed up. Next time we're going to make it a 2 out of 3 key thing. So we're still going to split the keys up, make it as secure as we possibly can, and not require all 3 to be there at the end.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's bonkers, man. That is bonkers.
Like you said, it is more funny that it says a cryptology firm. Like,
yeah. Let's see. I have some. So let me knock some things off here. This is here. I'll put this over here. It's pretty much almost done, but there's a Laravel OSS Advent calendar for 2025. Yeah, I thought this was going to be cool, and it's just marking the different things of Laravel. So it's fine. It's not as cool as I guess I was hoping it was going to be, but yeah, it's just basically talking about different things. Especially the OSS piece, I'm okay with. Some of the stuff, I remember I came across something like, well, how's this OSS? But I don't remember what it was now. This all looks OSS for me, which is open source software. Anybody wondering what OSS is?
Do you do any advent calendars?
No, I don't.
I
don't have
don't
patience for them.
I don't either. This year, my mother-in-law shows up and she gives me an advent calendar that she saw online and was super excited about. And it was supposed to be the 25 days of whiskeys or something. And
you're
supposed
nice.
to get a little taste of whiskey, but she hands it to me, she goes, but it's way too light. And the whole thing was you're supposed to be able to drink the little shot of whiskey and then hang the bottle from your tree.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was all just little plastic bottles. There was no, I mean, they were flat. They were just ornaments.
Oh, there was no whiskey in them?
No whiskey, no.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, she's like, I knew I was getting scammed. So she's trying to fight that, but then to make it right, she found one in Costco that's a 12-day one of different cocktails. So you get, but these were actual little cans of different cocktails like margaritas and stuff. And I started it, but then I got sick and I'm like, I'm not drinking tonight. So I have a few days to make up for. I should go start.
Yeah. All right. So I was a few days behind, and I actually came across one that I kind of remember, but don't really. Laravel Folio is a page-based routing system for Laravel. So I think, if I remember correctly, it's the old style where you point it to a directory and every file in that directory becomes a route, basically. If it's what I'm thinking. So let me see. Greeting. Yeah, I think that's what this is. Yeah, Yeah, it's funny, like the things you forget. What was the things you forget? Like Laravel has gotten so big, like their components of it, like people just forget about. What was the Laravel Slim version called that was really directed for APIs? What was that called?
I'm sorry, you broke up there for me.
Lumen. Remember Lumen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's this is like I'm not even sharing the right thing anymore. So yeah, this is like I feel like this is like a Laravel Lumen thing where it's like, oh, this is a good idea, and then nobody uses it, and it just kind of dies on a vine or something. Although I could be full of shit. People could be using this. I don't know. What do I know? Yeah, interesting. So yeah, that's kind of what the Advent calendar is. Just basically covers all the components of Laravel that maybe you've forgotten about. It's like Pale. I forget what Pale is. What's Pale? Real-time blog monitoring. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I kind of remember this. Yeah. Yeah, Pale. Yeah, all these things out here. Pinit was number 1, which is something Kaylin and our team implemented using that Laravel component of this legacy app. And boy, has it been a home run.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So not only are they using it, so what Pinit is a feature flag package, right? Oh, I'm not sharing it. Sorry. God damn it. So Pinit is a feature flag package in Laravel that allows you to roll out certain features to clients. And Kaylin had implemented this and used it to roll out a couple of features. And the first time we did it, it went so well. And I even made a big deal out of it in the meeting. I'm like, hey, I really hope everybody appreciates what you saw here. Not only did we roll out a feature, to specific customers, but we leveraged this new feature workflow, this Pinit workflow that Kaylin implemented to do so, meaning we can continue to do this moving forward.
Didn't we already have feature flags in that system, though? Not Pinit feature flags, but I mean, I don't work on that software very often, but I remember we had this whole page of checkboxes that was always a pain in the ass that you had to check off all of these things that a client can do. Weren't those feature flags?
No, well, those are components or features that clients can subscribe to, right? So yes, maybe they subscribe to service A, and so they enable service A, but it's not really a feature flag. So what Kaylin had implemented is we can iterate on service A without deploying it to everybody. So we come up with a new version of service A, roll it out to a couple of clients, everybody's happy with it, and then they open the floodgate and roll it out to everybody. So yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes, no, not really. I mean, it's kind of more of a enable modules for a particular customer sort of thing.
Gotcha.
This is way cooler, and I am so proud of the work our team does. Like we've been so fortunate with the team we have, because not only like nobody on the team does like the bare minimum. Everybody tries to push themselves to do better, to be better, to push the code base to be more standards compliant. It's like it's everything I wanted the team to be, and they're so good at it. And I really do try to stay out of their way as much as possible because of that, because I'm just going to slow them down. I really should not be coding.
Let's talk tech for a minute.
Jesus Christ. Sure. You're talking about the conference tech?
The conference tech.
Okay.
PHP tech. JS tech. I've been booking lots of air.
Oh, check this out. Look what Chrome has. Oh, I don't know how this is going to work. It doesn't work. What?
What are you talking about?
Chrome.
The side-by-side.
What did I tell you?
The side-by-side tabs.
My favorite feature from Edge was splitting the screen. Yep. Yeah, Chrome has it.
Yeah,
now.
I saw that.
But you can't share the side-by-side. So, all right, JS Tech.
Anyway, I've been booking airfare for speakers this past week and a half, 2 weeks. And I'm constantly talking to them, trying to figure out, one, how they learned about the conference, and just having general conversation, not just be like, here's your flight, get out of here. Talking with somebody today, and they're talking about their team, and they were asking about getting virtual access, and they assumed that all the videos became public, which we don't do because a lot of our speakers don't want that. Plus, we have PHP Tech TV, and we're not going to do that. But
it's not that we're not going to do it. We haven't really figured out a workflow on figuring out which ones we can release. But yes, go ahead.
So anyway, so he was talking about getting a package for his team, and I'm like, well, why aren't they coming to Tech? And he tells me, oh, his company would buy tickets for the team if they would go, but a lot of these kids don't go anymore. They don't see the value in it. So I just wanted to.
It's so hard to hear.
Yeah. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes to talk about it and maybe share this portion of the episode with your team. Going to a conference is more than just learning about something. It's the relationships that you build. I talked about it numerous times on this podcast. I first started in 2010 going to a conference, and it was after that I became less scared as a person. I mean, it sounds weird, but I felt like I was stuck where I was at, doing what I was doing. I felt like I was lucky to be where I was at, the whole imposter syndrome thing. And it was after that I started to release some of that. So you learn a lot about yourself. And then we talk about it all the time. You start to learn things that you don't know you need to know. And
that's a big part.
You go and you see a talk on something that you're not doing today. And when you need it down the road, you're like, oh, I remember seeing a talk on this. And then you have more ammunition. You have more tools in your tool belt that you didn't have before. So there's so many reasons to go to a conference.
Well, what's crazy, and what I always feel is the bigger benefit to it, exactly what you said, but not so much talks. Like, you're having lunch with other PHP developers who do this for a living most of the time, and they're solving problems that maybe you've encountered and couldn't resolve, or you haven't encountered yet. Kind of the same thing John just said. And you make these connections with these people that when you realize, oh, hey, I need to reach out to somebody for help with event sourcing. Oh, that's right. I had lunch with this guy at Tech who, did event sourcing, or, I saw this talk of event sourcing, and yeah, it's the, we call them hallway tracks or whatever. It's the socialization that you don't get with virtual conferences. That's just such a massive game changer. I can't tell you, this is, maybe not the best use case to brag about, but I can't well, actually it is. How many people have gone to Tech looking for people for their team, and how many people have gone to Tech looking to join a team and have made that connection? And it's just a very chill atmosphere. I mean, just look at this lineup. Like, we were just talking about native PHP. This is Shane. This is one of the developers, one of the creators of native PHP mobile. That's him. He's going to be there talking. Like, it's coming from the source's mouth. It's there's like we have the new release manager for 8.5.
Yep.
Is it 8.5? This is the release manager for PHP 8.5, right? I mean, they're going to be there talking. Larry is huge in internals. Like, the guy, I don't know how this guy has this much time, but if you're ever participate in internals, or you've seen the name Larry Garfield go by. I mean, these are the people, and these are just the people who are speaking. Like, it's just crazy. I was always blown away with it. And I know I've shared this story before, so if you're a longtime listener, I know you've heard it before, but if you're not, I remember one of the first conferences I went to, realizing that I was sitting next to Taylor Otwell at one point, and I was sitting across the table from Derek, the creator of XDebug. And these are like two tools that at the time I was just like getting into and getting to learn. And I was talking to these guys, like they're literally right there and having conversations. And I understand, like I understand why people would say, oh, you don't need to go to conferences, just everything's virtual. It's not totally unfounded. Like, yes, it's good to you can still get that information, but it's harder to interact with the speakers. It's harder to wave the speakers down after the talks. It's harder to just run into random people who you realize are at the core of a package you're using, or the framework you're using, or a tool you're using. It's insane.
And the friends that you will make, it's not just acquaintances, but you will meet people that you have a connection with, that you look forward to chatting with them again.
Mhm.
And then you start saying, oh, I really like going to conferences, and you start going to them more often and running into these people. And then it's just so much fun. It's really well worth your time, especially if your company will pay for you to go. Now, this person did say that the company would pay for tickets and not travel, which admittedly sucks. If they're going to pay for the ticket, they should help out with travel as well. But if you can get to a conference, especially PHP Tech, please do so.
Yeah.
And it sounds like if the company's willing to pay and you like the people you work with, you could share a room. The place we hold the conference at is a suite, so there's a separate bedroom. So if you really wanted to, one person in the living room, one person in the bedroom works. Or Eric and I did it before with queen beds, right, in the room.
Well, I mean, you're such a good little spoon.
I tried doing it.
And the other piece of that is when you start to see the benefit, you like John is a perfect example, got more involved, decided to organize a user group, decided to start speaking at conferences. And when you start to understand the impact and benefit you receive, you want to be that impact for somebody else. I think is always so interesting to see it happen, and you can almost see it happen sometimes at these talks. Like something just clicks, and you can see somebody has now latched on and said, "Oh, this makes so much this makes so much sense now," and yeah, it's cool. I mean, obviously, we're gonna hype it up because we run it now, but even when we didn't run it, we were still doing this. Like we still had these thoughts. I mean, you can go back, watch our previous podcast, and we were having the same conversation.
Yeah.
It's just really benefiting. And PHP Tech has always been one of the cooler ones because everything is in the same venue. So you don't have to stay one place and then go somewhere else for the actual conference. It's all right there in the same venue, which is really nice to have. We've done conferences actually, I think Tech is the only one I know now. I mean, even Scale, the big one that I do up in LA for open source, like they have hotels around the venue, so it's like across the street or whatever, but it's different. Like at Tech, after the conference, after the talks, you go down to grab dinner and you run into 3 or 4 people that you might have made friends with, and you guys all go and grab dinner because you guys are all staying in the same place. So like even at Scale, where they have like 4 or 5 hotels, because that conference is massive. It's like a couple thousand people there at least. I think they're up to like 5,000 people. You just like, everybody's in different hotels, and it's just like it's not the same. I've always really enjoyed how PHP Architect managed Tech. great. They've always done a great job. We were very fortunate to have that playbook laid out for us,
which makes it hard. We keep talking about potentially changing venues or changing location, and it's been difficult replicating that feeling that I got from PHP Tech when I first started going to a conference. I mean, we tried it here in San Diego, and while I loved the venue overall as far as having lunch on the beach and everything, the conference space just wasn't quite the same.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it just wasn't really. I mean, it was conducive to like a single track conference, but we only did 2 tracks back then, and even that was kind of like it really just didn't have the same feel that Tech has today.
Yeah, and considering this year we're going to be 4 tracks, 3 PHP, 1 JavaScript.
Mm-hmm.
I should say 3 PHP/PHP adjacent, including a lot of AI and other things.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe knows. Even Tech moved around for a little while and just never really hit the same as Chicago.
Yeah.
We're still playing with the idea. I mean, part of it is out of convenience to John and I. We feel like we could do more if we found a venue that was maybe in Southern California. But there's always been a big argument that people don't want to travel across the country, even if it's coming to Southern California. People don't want to travel across country to go to a conference, or if they do, they go like Vegas seems to be that border. Like, nobody wants to go past. People go to Vegas, but they don't want to go past Vegas.
Meanwhile, for a flight, it's probably only 30 minutes more.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And Vegas is nasty, man. I outgrew Vegas. I mean, it was a thing, and I've been to plenty of conferences in Vegas, and just Vegas in general. But after a while, it's just like, yeah, I'm tired. Like it's definitely something you can enjoy if you're a wealthy individual, but I'm not, and I value my money, so I don't mind spending it. I don't mind gambling. But there's limits for me, and I can't.
Yeah, I'm not a big. I don't like gambling as much. I would go to play. I would go to play poker, and I would go to see shows and stuff. But like, I'm not a blackjack guy. Well, my memory sucks, so I can't count cards. And even if you,
blackjack and craps are my thing. Yeah. I enjoy them. Yeah, I like them. But yeah,
I mean,
I think the last couple times Beck and I've been, it's just shows and food, really. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, if you can count cards, your odds are still barely above 50%. Right.
Yeah.
If you play perfect blackjack without counting cards, you're what, high 40s?
Yeah.
So you're
not going to win. That's basically
right.
it. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
So,
cool.
All right.
You want to talk a little PHP Storm real quick before we end this thing?
Yes, let's talk more PHP. Why not? PHP Storm. We have a few PHP Storm things on here, actually.
I know. I saw this one, which I think covers the story you have, but PHP Storm 2025.3 is out. Actually just upgraded today, so I haven't poked around at it too much, but I did see that they added support for Claude code right alongside their Junie agent. So when you're in there doing the AI chat with it, you can choose between Claude and Junie. So it's multi-agent support using the right agent for the right thing. What does that mean? I'm not 100% sure, because I'm terrible about using agents specifically. But
I've you know me, I'm a huge fan of Claude lately. It's been my go-to as of late.
Yeah, I mean, Claude code has been great. I haven't tried it within using the Claude agent within PHP Storm yet. I need to do that next.
So just out of curiosity, and I don't expect you to necessarily know this. I don't use the Junie. I know you I think you mentioned you've had team members who are big on Junie. But I think Junie was an extra fee, right? There's an extra cost.
I don't remember. I possibly. They were big on Junie before Claude came out. So
and Claude's the same way. Like Claude Code is an extra cost. So I'm wondering, like, I assume if you're already subscribed to Claude Code, you can bring it over to PHPStorm.
This is where I get confused with Anthropic, right? Because Claude Code seems to be different than Claude itself. Remember when we were trying to look at the pricing, it was like, oh no, for Claude Code, you go over here to this console.anthropic or whatever versus wherever we were prior to that. So I don't know that they're one and the same.
So I did notice recently.
Joe is saying that Claude is different than Claude Code.
Well, but recently the desktop agent, at least, I just hit the website. It's not the web agent apparently doesn't, but the desktop agent that I installed now has a toggle between Claude and Claude Code. So you can actually, I don't use it to really. I understand the benefit of it. So I use it in the terminal, and basically every time you end it, like Claude, and this might be changing because memory in these AI agents is becoming more and more of a thing. But until recently, in the terminal, when you turn Claude Code off and then you started it back up, like the next week or whatever, it doesn't remember the conversations that you guys worked through, all the coding you worked through before. So it kind of looks at the code base again, and it'll leave itself notes on like architecture and stuff. But with the client, the desktop client, I think that was like one of the things is like you can just create these projects, and it's just that whole conversation stays resident in that project. So it knows from day to day, what you had previously worked on. And again, I feel like that's changing because like I see that becoming more and more of the latest feature in these agents of hey, this agent now has memory. I think actually Claude is one of them now. I think Claude was talking about how it now has a memory that it can remember not only your previous conversation about a particular area, but also conversations you have in other chats. So it can kind of realize, oh yeah, because I do that a lot. Matter of fact, the project I was working on this weekend. I wanted to implement Socialite. I have a very particular way I like to implement Socialite. I had done it in PHP Tech, and so I told Claude, I'm like, hey, I did this in this code base over here. Look how I did it. I want to do something similar for this code base, and it figured it out. So, yeah, what are you showing me?
So Joe's showing how you can export all of your current session before you exit. And then you follow that up with you tell it to review your notes. And then Joseph decides to jump in here with, if you just run Claude-C, it will resume from your previous session.
What? Joseph, where have you been my entire life? Actually, I know you, Joseph. We've met. Claude-C. See, I didn't even know this stuff. Yeah, I just leave it. So the way I use tmux, and every project I work on is its own tmux session. So I usually just have a panel open in Claude and I just keep it running. I mean, obviously that doesn't do me any good when I reboot my machine once a month or whatever I do, but that's great. Both of those, I am going to go grab those right now out of Discord and put them in my little note section so I never forget. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
PHPStorm is also saying that in a future release coming up soon, some .x release of 2025.3, you're going to be able to provide your own keys for different agents. So they'll basically anything that's using OpenAI or other agents like that, you should be able to use it within the IDE as well.
Interesting. All right, this is awesome, man. I have to go back and do all this stuff. This is great.
Joe's response is that yes, the Claude-C is nice to resume your previous session, but he likes having those note files.
I can definitely see the benefit of having the note files for sure.
I would have to see the note files to understand. Like, is it literally just all of the back and forth that you've had that entire session?
Yeah, I guess the next question is, Joe, is this something you would exclude from your commits, or do you commit
I would think exclude.
your right? I mean, it would have to be, right?
Yeah. I don't want
Yeah.
people seeing what I'm chatting with Claude about.
Exactly. I don't want people to know how stupid I am.
I can't figure this out on my own. Do it for me.
I have to do both these things. You know what I've gotten really bad at? Oh, well, bad or good, depending on how you look at it. It's 4:10. We need to wrap up. But I'll open like 2 projects or 3 projects and then give Claude a task and move on to the next project, give Claude a task, and then like forget about it. Like I then jump in a meeting, I take a thing, and then I'm like, oh shit, yeah, what did I have Claude doing? And I go back to that project and see where it's at. And I'm like,
I've done that where I've let it sit there for days. I'm like, oh, it's gonna forget where we were at. But of course it doesn't. But it's like it's been too long.
Yeah. Yeah, these are great tips. Yeah, big Claude person here this week. I mean, Claude, I think I've stuck with more than most of the other ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I still use ChatGPT for like documents and social media and stuff, like our SOC 2 stuff. I sent it to ChatGPT. I'm like, hey, do all these policies make sense? Like, are these sensible, sane policies that are being submitted? And it just kind of reviewed them all and said, yeah, this is what this one's saying. Everything here seems to be in line. This is pretty typical. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get that wrapped up, considering we're about to close for 2 weeks. Joe,
we're not close.
Joe, you can't take time off. You need to stay and finish up SOC 2 compliance.
Kind of stuck to, yeah, we gotta stop saying closing. So anybody who's curious, John and I are trying something new because, like, we don't think our team just gets enough appreciation.
They don't already get enough PTO from us as it is.
Yeah, exactly. Unlimited.
It's
but
not unlimited.
This year we worked with our clients and said, listen, it's, as a developer, just in general, it's hard to shut down for Christmas, spin back up for a few days, and then shut back down for New Year's, because typically here in the US you have Christmas off and you have New Year's off, right? So it's like it's just this weird start and stop thing. And so we're like, what we'd like to do is just give our team the last 2 weeks, 2 weeks starting next Monday off. We're not off. I just said off. We're not off. We're in spin down. So basically the team is available for emergencies. Like if a bug comes up, something crashes, we're here. We're not off, but we're not working on projects. We're not doing things. I think maybe the SOC 2 needs to be an exception, but yeah, it's and to the credit of our clients, everybody was 100% okay with it. I mean, we had one that's like, yeah, we basically do the same thing. I mean, they make their people, like, maybe they have their people take vacation time, take time off, but it's they're like, yeah, it's fine, no big deal. I'm like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So it's really worked out.
We've made it clear that this is we are trying this out. It's not guaranteed for next year. I like that idea of making them use their PTO for it.
You like that idea? We used to do that at the enterprise I worked at. It wasn't even a holiday. It was the weirdest thing. It wasn't even like a holiday thing. It was just like a certain, like a Q3 would be wrapping up, and they would be like, okay, we're shutting down for a week, so the offices will be closed, but you need to use your PTO. And it was like this whole, they did all these projects, because this was a big enterprise. They had a bunch of buildings. We actually had a server room there, which just racks and racks of servers. It was incredible. But and they did all these calculations. We don't have to run the buildings for this amount, so we're gonna save this much money, and people have to use their PTO, so that, you don't like get the stockpile PTO. And
yeah, that's what I'm concerned about. Is we already have people that don't use their PTO, even though we encourage it to be used. But yeah, it probably should be a PTO thing, now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe next year we'll do that.
Yeah.
So, All right. I'm still sharing that. Let me
No,
share
we're
that.
still talking about that.
Oh,
The
okay.
new 2025.3 version also adds PHP 8.5 support, so we can finally start using some of the new 8.5 goodness that we recently got.
Mm-hmm. I saw that up here, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the thing you had on yours was this piece.
The out-of-the-box Laravel support, like, I thought this was already done. Like, are they just rolling this out?
Well, I think so. The Laravel plugin they made free. Now I think it's going to be included. You don't have to go find the plugin and install it.
Oh, I see. So it's not going to be a separate install; it'll just be baked into to Storm.
Right. I mean, it's going to be there. You could probably uncheck it and remove it. Like, I'm not using Laravel, but it's going to be included. You don't have to go look for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they do that with a lot of
PHPScore support.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cool. Yeah. Cool stuff, man.
And then
really cool.
The last one, this database one, is interesting to me. I use the console all the time, and I was always confused because when you go to start a new console, it could say open your recent one or start a new console, and it turns out those were always just files behind the scenes. So they're abandoning the term console, and instead you're opening a new query file. So you can have these stockpiles of files of here's the queries I'm going to run in this file. So it's not a huge change. It's just I'm still trying to figure my way around it because it's like the files are there somewhere.
This is interesting. This connected cloud providers.
Yeah.
Is really interesting because I wonder if this is allowing you to connect using your AWS keys as opposed to just a normal MySQL connection over SSH.
It has to be because it says as soon as you do it, you can browse a list of all your databases in those accounts.
How awesome is that? That's pretty awesome.
And it'll automatically create the data source for you. Nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. We actually had this talk in the Alive and Kicking on Tuesday about the difference, the fact that all JetBrains IDEs have this database tool baked in, but then some of us, like Frank was an example, prefers to use DataGrip, which is the standalone JetBrains IDE.
That's what I do
for databases. Yeah, I think I mentioned that as well, and so it's cool.
I mean, I have both. I prefer the standalone one because I have multiple open at the same time. But I also have the per project one in PHP Storm if I want to use it. But I'm often using my entire screen for the code itself, and for me, it's like
I think that was kind of the feel as well. Like, this is for my PHP code, right. And I forget like. When we're having the conversation, how much my PHP Storm, I've basically stripped it all out. Like I don't have all the menus and stuff. So it's basically like a terminal and I'm using Vim is how I kind of equated it to in my conversation on Tuesday. Is like, I remember that was the thing that was so overwhelming to me when I first started using Storm. It's like, there's just too much shit here. Like, not only am I not going to use half this stuff, but like it's in the way. Like I need it gone.
Yeah.
And I've over the years have done that.
Once you find your workflow. So for me, I often have like that bottom panel is going to be my test runner or my Xdebug. I've got my main area for my code. My left side is going to be my commits and my file explorer. Which I closed down.
So you do your Git. Yeah, I think we've had this conversation. You use PHP Storm to manage your Git stuff, huh? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't even use it for that.
Yeah, I love it because we're often using Jira. I can equate things to tasks from Jira, and which automatically will create a branch, which automatically links everything. So there's a lot of benefits.
And I assume there's a Jira plugin for Storm as well.
Yeah. Well, it's their
Yeah.
tasks server, so it's not even a Jira plugin. It's the tasks part of the IDE.
Oh, interesting. See, I don't even use that. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Like,
I have to show you my workflow sometime. And
Yeah.
then the database I have to the right that I don't use, but I like having the connection in there so that any queries I write within the code, it has the context of the database and then can tell me if my query is right or wrong, or help me auto-complete it.
interesting. Oh, did you see this? They have completion in the terminal now. So it's like it looks like it's kind of like that warp terminal.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that, but I mean, I guess it's cool if you do like it. It's there.
We'll have to
Yeah,
check it out because I mean,
interesting.
I always have like, that's the other thing in my bottom panel is my terminals, because I usually have like one of them's running ngrok for my project, and then I have 2 or 3 others doing different things.
So which version is this? Is this 5.3?
2025.3. Yep.
Yeah, I got that. I have that installed. Okay, I'll have to try to play around with some of these new features. I have to look at it. It's been so long. I haven't even looked at like the Git tool in Storm in forever and a day. You know, look at that.
I mean, I will drop to the terminal and run Git commands as well, but for the most part, it's create me a branch, do my commit. I'm lazy with my commits, so it's usually I'm going to commit these files, and I hit the little AI button to generate a commit message.
Oh, I forgot about that feature.
And then
oh shit!
And then I push, and I'm done.
So I use LazyGit, which is just, again, another terminal open, another pane open in my tmux session. So usually each project I have my code AI window, I have a Git window, and then I usually have some other just terminal stuff for each project, right? So I usually just keep LazyGit needs that AI feature to write. I mean, I guess you can just use Claude now. I'm sure Claude would just do commits for you. I think I've done that in the past.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah. All right, man.
That's a way to wrap up
We've been
2025. Talking about PHP Storm.
That's right. PHP Storm, thank you for being a partner of PHP. Oh, wait a minute. You're not a partner. We talked about you way too long, JetBrains.
We still love you.
Give us some love. Give us some love. Oh, real fast. If you're a GitHub user, your year in code is available to you. Let's share that. You just come here, you type in your username. So you can type in anybody's username, but
don't type mine. It'll be embarrassing.
Yeah, I that's why I'm not sharing mine, man. It was damn pathetic, is what it was. I think my longest streak was like 30 days, which might sound like a lot, but like my longest streak used to be like 4 months or 5 months, and yeah,
it says I've been on fire. It said analyzing your copy paste. I noticed.
What?
My longest streak was 12
what?
consecutive days.
Interesting. How would it analyze your copy
I don't
paste? Know. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, here's mine's already queued up, I guess.
1,300 commit. That's it.
See, I've been on fire. It's very positive feedback. It doesn't say you've been like a shit developer. Yeah, 32 day longest consecutive day was my longest streak. Yeah. I didn't even watch the whole thing. Yeah. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
I need to turn this off.
A little loud in the music
Noises
area.
Bugging me. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, if I don't talk to you again, have a great holiday. Christmas and New Year's and all that.
You're talking to the audience because you're going to talk to me, right?
I know, but like I do it for the listeners. Like we don't talk to each other when we're not on the show together, man.
I'll see you next year.
It's a whole persona.
I'll see you next year.
Oh man. All right. I'm wrapping up.
Thank you for hanging out with us, everyone. We appreciate you.
I'm literally having my house finished up. It was supposed to be finished yesterday.
I can't believe you're still
then
dealing
it was
with
finished today. and that was supposed to be finished on Saturday. It's like it just continues.
Didn't they come to you
drag
saying,
on.
"Hey, we have to finish up this week"?
Yeah.
And you're like, "I wanted it
Exactly.
done 2 months ago."
It's like I'm not the roadblock here, dude. I now have had 3 sinks in the one bathroom. The front bedroom bathroom, that one that happened like after the fact. It was the smallest problem, and they have spent the most time and most money on trying to resolve it
Really?
because you just so yeah, I today was my 3rd sink that they put in there. Like the first one didn't work because the features didn't work. The second one was way
What do
too
you mean
big.
their
Like
features
the
didn't
sink
work? What's the feature
so
of a?
the sink that was in there was this
Was it a smart sink?
the bowl was on top of the counter, and then the faucet was behind it, right?
Mhm.
So they got a thing where the bowl could sit back on top, but there was nowhere for the faucet. It was assuming that the faucet was connected to the bowl.
Mm.
So like, all right, well, this doesn't work. And so like, okay, we're gonna bring out a new one for you. We're just gonna have, we're just gonna replace the sink with it. I'm like, all right, that's fine. So that's what they did on Tuesday, right? Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday. So they did that on Tuesday, and Beck comes out and she goes, "Did you see the sink in the bathroom?" I'm like, "Well, not really. I mean, it's just a sink in the bathroom." And she goes, "You need to go look at it." And like the damn thing was like pushed up against the toilet because it was so big. It was like way too big for the bathroom. They used the same faucet, but that faucet wasn't designed for that sink counter, and so like the faucet was like a foot over the sink. I was like, "Yeah, this ain't working. This ain't gonna work."
The fact that they left it there, like, "Oh, that's fine."
It's just like, you think he'll notice? He's an idiot. So yeah, they got a new thing in today, and hopefully that's all done, and then we're just down to just finishing the floor, which has been a big deal. But yeah, it's still going on. Appreciate that though. But almost done. So really happy with that.
And
All right,
for a month
thanks
now.
everybody for hanging out with us. You guys are fantastic people. We've enjoyed this past year.
Yep. Until next year.
And if you're not a subscriber to PHP Architect, hook a brother up.
They makes
a great gift.
What I was going to say too.
Buy it for all your developer friends. It's fantastic. All right, cool. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
This has been PHP Podcast, the official podcast of PHP Architect, the industry's leading tech magazine and publisher, focused on PHP and web development. Subscribe today at phparch.com to see what the leaders in the community and industry are talking about.